just had trauma.
Yes.
And drama.
Yes, we did.
That was some intense business, wasn't it? And the name of this podcast is Adulting is Easy and Being a Kid is Tough. So I guess I should start with, hello, welcome to Positively Entertaining Conversations with me, your host, Guru Brando, and my all-the-time wife and now co-host,
Lady Elizabeth Autumn Reynolds Groves.
See, look at that. I pay for it, she has to use it, so there we go.
That's my moniker.
Okay, I have to start out by saying I am missing Joe lately. Not that I don't adore you, Beth, as my co-host, but you know, Joe adds something that you don't.
Yeah, he's a bit more dynamic than I am. He's bursting with energy.
Yeah, he's like
a little chill, laid back.
he's my extra. So whenever I don't quite have enough, I can look to him and he gives me that extra. And on the flip side of that, I have a BFF that's a girl, and that extra is given to me by Mandy. It's the same energy. They're both big doers, you know, so they want to get into events or they want to do DIY stuff. So they're both doers. So they have kind of that, they have both really good dual energies, right? So Joe can, you know, be okay with me being super queer and Mandy can too. And so it's kind of a fine balance. And then introduce you, Karen, and Carol, and Chris. Don't you think that's funny? You, Karen, Carol, Chris. Yeah. All having to wrangle us. Because Joe and I are at the center of it all. It's like you and Carol and Mandy handle me. And Karen,
it takes three of
bless
us to
her
handle you.
right, and bless her soul, Karen handles Joe, and that's
it's not
what
my
I'm
week
saying.
This week it's Mandy's or it's
I know,
Carol's.
it's like that's what I'm saying. Holy crap! It literally takes a team of people to wrangle me. I'm not certain how to feel about that, but it occurred to me today because y'all aren't the only ones. Because then we've got 4 kids that are like my court jesters. So like periodically one of them pops up and we do some shit, you know. And then my dad pops in and then we do some shit. And it's like, wait a minute. Maybe at the center of all this chaos is actually me. Not really dad or the kids or you. It's just straight up me. But I seem so unassuming, right?
Right.
Like I seem so gray and unassuming. Just
yeah, you're the unassuming
chill.
one. You're the unassuming one.
So how do you view me then? Like outside of our relationship, do you view me as calm or chaos? Man, there's a whole lot of C's tonight.
That's tough because
Oh crap, I forgot about comments, dingus.
you're
Nobody yet.
okay. You're not calm,
Ouch.
but you're not chaos either. You're like high energy order.
What the hell does that mean?
It means exactly
by
that.
the way, look y'all. Yeah. Special treat tonight. Just saying. What? Mocha Blast, right? Yeah, boy, I got mine over here. Okay.
High energy order.
I don't even get that. Like, and
like
I'm
the
pretty
energy
good
of
with
chaos,
words.
But everything's in order.
Does not compute.
Sorry, maybe somebody out there gets it. Let me know.
Really? No, you explain it better. Feed me.
Feed me, Seymour.
Because I don't quite understand it. Because most of the time I feel like chaos. And it could just be that internal feeling, right? Because, you know, I struggle.
So, you feel like chaos.
Buttons on your underwear.
You're high energy. But you're also focused. You're focusing on things.
Laser vision.
You're
1,000 points of light.
yeah. 1,000 points of light.
Crap! See, this is the problem. You do feed me. Do you see this? Okay. Get it together. Can't now. Oh, it's ruined. Ruined. Oh, gosh.
So, you take all your chaotic energy and you focus it into something.
Oh, that could be really like Tannerite.
You're building,
I'm like Tannerite.
you're building all these programs for your business, right?
Okay,
And
yeah.
everything has to be in order. You've got to build macros so that your online stuff functions properly.
Yeah.
You know, so everything that you do, all that high energy that you have, it's all focused into order.
It's all brain stuff. It's exhausting. That's why I do so much brain stuff during the day. I just want to explode, and act like a kid because I have all that packed in energy. I've been responsible for so freaking long, and it's like, holy crap, I just can't keep it together anymore. I want to build a fort, but now because I'm an adult, I don't have to use pillows and blankets. I can use actual concrete and wood and walls, and it's pretty badass when you realize, oh, being an adult is just like being a kid, only better. And so I was thinking, I was like, man, I have some clients that are teens, right? And they struggle with this concept of being an adult is incredibly scary for them because it is rigid and responsible. So they struggle with that idea, right? And then they meet me, who's somebody that looks like them because, let's face it, most of them are larger than I am. And I'm like pocket-sized Rudy on Bob's Burgers, pocket-sized Rudy. So I'm like fun-sized Brando.
You're Peachy Copy.
Yeah, something like that. So I guess, my buddy Joe, he just gives me so much. And he doesn't even know it most times because I'm too busy to text him. I don't even talk to you most of the time all day, right? I mean, but...
Now, somebody might think that, we all work together, in the house, and stuff, that maybe we talk a lot.
Yeah, you would think.
We do not.
Yeah. We kind of play the telephone game sometimes, and
he's always focused on work, and I'm always doing something, school, picking up kids, what have you.
So that means that when we are together, it's real, right? And so that's the added benefit. So if anybody else, if a kid was listening to this, going, man, that sounds like it sucks. You go to work, you spend all day at work, that's all you do, etc., etc. But no, it's not, because if you work hard, you play hard. So that means, you lock in and you do what you got to do immediately, and then you can perform at your peak, because you're not freaking out about the other crap. So if you just don't create the other crap, and you just go from point A to point B, without the crap. And so it's a process of learning, for me especially, becoming an adult now, because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think I just became an adult last month.
And so it's like, and every single day that goes by, I'm like, oh wait, here's my dad sitting at 80 almost, and he's pulling the same shit I am. And I look at him and I go, he's clueless too. I mean, so who in the fuck are we following? And it's like, who defined what it was to be adult? And then you say man's society laws, right? Says this is what it is to be in society as an adult. You can do all of these privileges when you turn 18. You can do these when you're 21. And you can do these when you're 55. And then 65 and so on, right? So you get privileges at certain mile marker ages. What if you never kept up with your age? What's your damn privilege? What do you deserve? Because if you're living long enough, which is the next day, If you're living long enough to be there in front of the person, don't you deserve to have that day given to you? Right? So that means it looks like shared experiences. It looks like whatever you need, like your wants, your passions. You're looking for someone to share your energy, right? All day long. That's what we're designed to do. We're energy seekers, stimulus seekers, right? And so to be a rigid adult removes that adventure because it's responsibility and you have to tick all the boxes for society, right? To be this idea of adult.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just throw the concept of adult out the window and say we have to be mature, right? Mature in our decisions. So we have to be wise, right?
Yes.
How do you get wise?
You make a whole lot of mistakes.
Right. And then you make some more. Right? You make a lot of mistakes and then you make some more. But the more you sweat the small shit about being an adult, the more you realize that being a kid is so much harder. Way, way harder. We as adults look at y'all and go, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I would love to be a kid again, but with the knowledge that I have now. Because that's the wisdom. You don't want to go back to being a kid without the wisdom. Because
Right.
then you do the same dumbass stuff. And so you have to watch the kids kind of tip that scale and start to fall, right? And you have to go, and not say anything. And sometimes that is hard for me. And I don't know if it has shit to do with hormones or whatever. I don't even care. I just know that whenever I see a teen struggle, it gets me.
Yeah.
And I struggled as a teen, so I'm sure that that's part of the reason experience. But I'm so much smarter than I was then. You know? And so I guess it gives me some compassion for them, right? And so all of these kids that are sweating being an adult, look at this. This is being an adult. This is what it is, you know. I get to do a job that I love. I get to be around people all the time that I choose to love, right? I get to have chinchillas. I mean, what's cooler than that, right?
Yeah.
However,
Chinchillas are pretty cool.
I am balding, so that's a downside of, you know, carrying kind of the stress of the freedom, the so-called freedom, right? Because all of this is ego. Everything that I'm valuing right now is honoring my ego. It's not a bad thing, right? Having an ego is not bad. We're human. That's why we have society rules.
It's all part of the balance.
It is, because we're human and we have to accept in this lifetime we're human. If in another lifetime, in another place, we're something else, then we can accept that. But, you know, I, I have people, and I know you do too, and I want to chat about that just appear out of nowhere to serve a purpose for us. You know, I say not all relationships are meant to be permanent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really believe that, you understand that you can be a part of somebody's life and then them just go away. You know, I mean, people die every day. Let's be real, right? Tomorrow's no guarantee. So you don't know. You can't predict that. So you have to kind of live each day knowing who you know and getting to know people better, right? Do you get that concept?
Yeah.
You didn't used to have that idea at all.
No, I was, I don't know, kind of a shut-in.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. You could say maybe reclusive.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Don't vape. Okay, I think that it was like total hermit. But, you know, that's me. I would even say antisocial. Don't you feel like you were antisocial?
No, because technically by the definition, antisocial is a negative thing. Like when you're antisocial and you behave antisocial, you
Mm-hmm.
do bad things. You rob people. You steal. That's antisocial behavior. Non-social. which I had the fun of being corrected that way once with a psych major.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm antisocial. And she's like, no, you're not.
Okay, but yeah, I know the real you, right? So I know that evil person that you described. Because you weren't goody two shoes like you thought you were. Think back to the type of person you were.
Well, I probably wasn't the most friendly person.
Oh, it wasn't
But I
about
wasn't
friendly.
like cruel to people. I didn't.
No,
You know,
but did you take things from Hastings?
no
You never brought home anything from Hastings.
trash.
Mm. So, okay, you're standing by that you were goody two shoes.
No, I'm not a goody two shoes. I never was a goody two shoes.
Okay, because the person that I knew was the person that skipped school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the person that would super easy lie about anything in defense. You drank, you smoked, you did all the things that by definition are negative behaviors. Right?
Yeah, yeah. If you look at it that way, then yeah, you could probably call me antisocial. But there's going to be a whole field of people saying no, that's not
Well,
right.
I don't
That's not
care
right.
what they're saying. I'm telling you that I knew who you were, and I'm not speaking diagnosis. Why I'm telling you that is the word.
Yeah.
I mean, you were, and you would even say, "I hate people. I hate people."
Wasn't a fan of people.
Right,
Not a humanist.
and yeah. So to me, that's a pretty clear kind of thing there. And so, being antisocial, being hate-filled, I guess, right?
Let's just say I used to be an angry person. Let's just go with that. Okay.
I like hate-filled.
It was
You were
hate-filled.
about what age?
Just angry. What?
What about what age did that start? Kind of that rage.
Just before my teenage years. Like I guess right as I became between 12 and 13.
Okay.
When you have that first realization of the world and you realize that I'm in kind of a crappy place right now.
And didn't you feel like everybody else was controlling you and you had no control over shit?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's why I ended up leaving the house after high school. It's why I took such an extreme direction, because it was my choice.
It's what drew me to you. So I'm happy with what had to happen to create us, right? That's how I look at it. I'm saying, I had to live a shitty life too before we got together. And now, as adults, we get to choose when we want to check out of our reality. What do you do now? Because you've addressed the issue that, you stopped playing video games, and, you're kind of always on me about what am I doing for decompression and stuff. But I'm not convinced that you're doing anything either. We watch TV periodically together in the evening. But this is date night.
Yeah, I don't really do much on my own for decompression. I might, play one of my phone games for a few minutes. And that's kind of fun. That kind of decompresses me a little bit. But games don't really hold the thing for me anymore like they used to. I get bored really quick with them.
So what holds the thing for you?
I don't know. Probably free writing and music.
Okay. So then your idea of kind of like how I overwork, you would just spend your time doing that. Because I guess for me, it's sort of that way. I just happen to be doing something that I love as an adult. And so
What? Sorry.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, I saw that. Wow. That actually
I didn't mean to interrupt, honey. I
No,
just happened
it's
to
okay.
glance up and I was like, oh.
Anyway. Okay, so on to new things.
Yeah.
What the hell's been going on lately with our internet?
Good Lord, I don't know.
You know that was like a
Sir.
hee-haw segment,
Yeah.
right? Now all we need is
Yeah.
just a Carol on a jug.
Well, no,
We got overalls today. Oh my God.
Where did this thing come from?
Okay, I'm about to tell you. Okay. When we first moved to Highland, our best good friend Mandy, who I was speaking about earlier, you know, my BFF here, she introduced us to this feller named Jules. Now,
Say no more.
he's an interesting feller, and that's no lie. If you know him here, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And Dad was here a month whenever he moved here. And he came home, and he had been running around in town. And he comes home, and he says, met this interesting fella today. And I go, is his name Jules? And he goes, yes. And I was like, no shit, for real?
That's
So-
usually what anybody says.
Oh, I know.
the
It
first
was
time they
like,
meet him.
yeah, so that's the guy.
Today.
So there's no other way to describe him. So Jules and Dad have been trash buddies, is what I call them. I don't know, treasure hunters together, whatever. They like the hunt of low priced items, I guess. So Jules gave Dad the overalls, and Dad passed the overalls to kids. And so I asked Quentin if he wants them, and he jumps right on them. So that's fantastic.
I didn't see that one coming, but
I did not either.
if you want
So,
those overalls,
yeah.
you take them.
So I hope Alex didn't want them, and if she did, Dad has a hookup.
Right.
Dad has a hookup.
We have an overall guy.
Yeah. Well, he was my jean guy once. Remember all those
And
jeans
our
that I
peanut
came
butter
home with?
guy
I had
and
peanut
the
butter guy, chocolate
Peanut
and peanut
guy,
butter,
the
peanut.
chocolate guy.
What else? Come
I
on.
think he tried to be a banana guy. But
Oh,
then when we shut
bananas!
him
So
down,
many
it was
bananas.
it was
Oh,
like
there were
nothing but
bananas for a
last
while.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love him though. He's a fantastic person. So thank you, Mandy, for introducing us to Jules. And I'm sure my dad appreciates us knowing Jules. But either way, he would have met him, I'm sure. So let's see. News on the horizon. Carol's gonna be here. We're gonna try to get her here by Thanksgiving because we don't want her to have to waste away at Thanksgiving. And I want to make sure that I have pie. And I'm not convinced that you can cook the turkeys, all the sides, and the pies if I'm working.
Oh, we've talked. She's going to do the pies.
Okay. So then the pies will be covered.
Yeah.
I will be a happy feller then. So that means we have how long before she gets here?
Gosh.
I don't even know what
What's
today
today?
is, y'all. Look at that. See? This is what being an adult is.
Yeah, I don't even.
You don't even have to know what day it is to exist. Here it is like nighttime,
Fifth.
and it's a school day. Fifth. Okay.
Fifth.
And it's a school day and a work day, and I had no idea what the day was. Yeah, that's being an adult. Granted, a little irresponsible, but why do we need to know? Why would I need to know right now other than just to date something for society?
Well, our
You know,
entire society is built around the concept
I
of
know,
time
it's
and
awful.
a schedule of some
I
kind.
hate it. Hate it. So, because if time didn't exist, Carol would be here right now. That's the whole thing. And I'm ready for her to be here. And I have something else to talk about. So, I have an issue fidgeting.
Yeah,
A little
I'm
bit.
picturing the whole time.
Right, yeah.
Under there,
Okay,
just-
yeah, but your fidgets are, your fidgets are, mine are a little dramatic sometimes, right? So that sort of goes along with that whole, I miss Joe. I miss him so much because he's a fidgeter like me. If we have to feel anything for very long, we want to get up and get rid of that feeling and do something different, right? So we want to mix it up. So I have a couple things here. One thing. My little fidget toy.
Why is that one all bent up?
Your daughter. She's a jerk. So, that's one fidget. But, you know how I have such an issue with repetitive sounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm working through that. So, the fidget plays a double thing. Plays a double part. Right? Okay, so, there's another thing. I got it from Mandy. And it is this nasty ass fart putty. Now,
do you really need fart putty?
it's not the sound; it's the texture. So, Carol should be proud of me right now. No, I could do it. I could do it. Stop it. Okay, so I just okay. Now this isn't fair. I worked up to this, and I was doing so well. Once it gets to that certain stage, I can do it just fine. It just can't be too squishy. That was nice, you have to admit. So I'm working through my issues. I'm sitting here and I'm playing with this, and I got it out, and I was like, oh, that's a perfect little cup. And I was like, what is wrong with me that I love miniatures that much? I mean, my favorite show used to be The Littles. Like, I ate that shit up. The Littles. Do you remember it?
I remember The Littles. Yeah, I used to watch that show with Smurfs and what else did we watch back then?
Snorks, if you were cool. Snorks was like Rick and Morty is now. If you watch the Snorks, it was like the smarter Smurfs.
I thought it was like Water Smurfs.
Yeah, that's what I always thought too. I was like, really, huh? Upper crust, I guess. So I was kind of proud of myself for having self-soothing type things at the desk, and now my fingers feel weird, but I'll be okay. Right? I just know that a lot of people that listen to us have some sensory issues too. You know, so it's good to offer the vulnerabilities, right? Your daughter came in the other day and had some vulnerabilities to share. She had a very unlucky day, she said.
Yes.
And for me, and this is for my clients, you will know who you are, okay? You texted me right at the time I needed you to, because my daughter was struggling with the same type issues, and your text came in, and without sharing name, without sharing anything, any information, I simply said, my client right now is going through the same issue. I said, so I'm going to give you exactly the same advice that I'm giving to my client. And so once I said what I said in text, my daughter felt better. And I later got a text from my client that they did as well. And so, but Alex was really happy that somebody else had issues like her, because she didn't really believe they did. Like,
it's always nice to know that you're not in the boat by yourself.
Yeah, and you know, even for us sometimes, even though I'm trans and you're trans, we're not the same kind of trans.
Yes, that's very true.
You know, and I don't get your shit, you know, and I don't want to, and you don't get my shit, and, you know, you don't want to. And it's just much easier to have somebody that understands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's my Joe, and my Mandy, and my Carol. And so I have this whole team, you know, a team of care. And I wish that every single kid understood that as adults, you can have that too, as long as you take care of yourself. Because then you start to just automatically build a team. So just always ask yourself, what would Guru Brando say about this? What would he tell me about my thought? And you'll hear me say it, because you're listening to it now. So you'll hear me say it. You got to do right by yourself. You got to take care of yourself. You got to know what you want. You got to go for it, right? But you got to realize that you are the same as everybody else. So that means somebody's gone through the same shit. Find them. Find that somebody, right?
Yeah.
Stop being solo, because lone wolf is bullshit. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Is your Sonic delicious? I'm about to eat mine. So
Being on your own sucks.
Yeah, it does.
You know, and it's...
Now, I'm going to put you in the spotlight for a minute.
Why?
Because I'm going to eat this.
What do you think I'm doing?
I don't even care, because you've been eating it forever. So seriously, though, I want you to talk about that time that you did feel that same way. That you felt alone and undeserving and like nobody gave a shit what you thought.
I think I felt that way my entire first tour of duty.
You said duty. Diarrhea. I miss
time
Joe. Joe would have
doing
said
armies
it.
like that. It was when I got in. Yeah, my basic headspace was less than valuable, and
I'm dying.
so I figured, you know,
What did you value?
I could become something.
What did you value at that time? Like, honest to goodness, what did you value?
I guess at that time just carnage, because that's what I wanted.
Just all that aggression.
Yeah. And the Army did help with a lot of my anger. It gave me a place to put it.
Gave you an enemy. You know, that's all you needed was somebody to hate, right?
Yeah, they just point you in a direction.
Right, that's why it's so easy. If they give you somebody to hate, then you all fall in line. You just have to have a common enemy. So, you know, Christians have the devil. The military has...
Common enemy.
I know. The military has, you know, any other country.
Yeah, the military has a lot of things. I mean, it spans from countries all the way down to units and jobs.
You said units.
You know, everybody's hating on everybody for some reason or another.
You have to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep eating this.
Okay, well, you keep eating it. It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
I got a big old piece of, like,
Coffee.
Fudge slash
Coffee.
espresso sludge stuck to the side of the cup when I took a bite out of it.
Yeah.
And it was very yummy, but it was very bitter at the same time.
I love it.
So
I love it all.
That's probably going to spin my eyes here in a little bit.
Yeah, probably. But that's okay. I need a little bit of that. I still have to work tonight. Because I have some people that, you know, could really use the extra help. And so I'm going to go the extra mile. Because it comes back to us.
Right.
Doesn't it? I mean, can't you say that we're pretty blessed because we're decent people?
Yeah, I like to believe that.
Tell a Fred story.
I think we're pretty decent.
I like it when you tell Fred's story. Tell Fred's story.
I don't ever tell any Fred stories.
Oh, come on.
You're
Yeah,
the one
you
that
do.
tells Fred stories.
No, you tell him. You tell him.
How about... you told him several times today when the podcast was going to start. You reminded him a few times also. Podcast was going to be at 6. And at 5:30 when we're trying to scarf down our food.
5:35.
Here comes Fred with his laptop.
And that is never a slow thing. Oh, and I love you, Dad, so much. And I yelled at you, and I'm so sorry, Dad. But I was like, not now. Seriously, Dad. We're about to do the podcast. Get out. I was already yelling at Q to get his crap and get out.
He wasn't even trying to hear it. He was looking for a place to put his laptop down.
And I love him so much, but I know a fact about him. I know that he would rather ask for forgiveness than for permission. He's told me that forever. And because I know that about him, I know that that move was exactly that. He'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. He was going to do it regardless.
Then he must want to hear it.
Right. That's what I keep saying.
He must want to hear it.
That's what I keep saying.
Well, I've been yelled at.
Baby Jesus. And I was so less than nice to him today. And that makes me feel like crap because I love my dad. I'm just spun up a little bit lately, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would say that was accurate.
Do you know why?
Um,
What do you suspect? Let's hear you.
well, there's stress in the business,
Okay.
finances,
Mm-hmm.
and just uh, you just closed out another month, and the financial part of the month is always the most stressful for you. And on
Yeah.
top of that, you have business finances that are going on. You've got business ventures that you're trying to branch out on, and you have no idea what's going to pan out and what's not.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to stay a life coach like this, or are you going to have to close your doors someday because something just doesn't work out?
That's part of it, but what's the rest of my stress?
Well, our family's kind of incomplete right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty major factor for me as well. It's like the whole story I showed you that one time with Will. You know, where it's like we're two pieces.
Oh, yeah,
and three pieces.
yeah. Yeah, so it's waiting on the relief we'll feel when Carol's here safe. Kind of like when we were waiting for Dad to get here.
Yeah, it's that missing piece.
For me, yeah, it's like, let's hurry up and get here. It's so close, and so I'm working right now extra hard to try to get that to happen. It's kind of like a bring Carol home thing. And it's stressful, but it's worth it. And that's the good kind of stress.
Very sticky lips, sorry.
I was like, what are you doing? Are you like chewing on your hand?
No, licking my lips because
sort of
they're
like
very
Popeye.
sticky and sticking together.
Oh, speaking of Popeye, that's who I was for Halloween. And you were olive oil.
Yeah.
And you made a perfect olive oil. Perfect. I mean, for real. Oh, gosh. Okay, so I made pumpkin seeds. And I gave the rest of them to Mandy and Chris. And now I have regrets because I wanted some last night. And I was like, oh, I should text Chris and see if he still got them. Because then I could come eat them. And I really want them. So, yeah. I didn't make enough pumpkin seeds. We used to make them every year whenever I was young. Did you?
No.
What did you do for Halloween?
Trick-or-treated. Usually made up my own costume because I never bought one and I never asked for one when I was at Dad's. Not that I recall. At least by that point I was making them myself.
You made one in Germany.
I did. It sucked.
It didn't suck. It was
so awesomely. It sucked so awesomely.
It was nice. I thought it was nice. It was
but it was what, duct tape, or not duct tape, it was masking tape and toilet paper tubes and paint. It was so bad.
But you know what? That just proves right here, right now, this is being an adult. It may not be what everybody else does as an adult, but is it still not being an adult?
Yeah, of course it is.
And is it not being mature?
It's like being a kid, only you have bills.
Right, but you all have different personalities and you all have different values, right? And we all have different beliefs. So somebody who may have grown up with a different value system, different belief system, maybe they valued higher education more, right? So then they went on to 4-year colleges, right? So they have their degrees and they go on and they make more money. So they go on and they may make more money. They continue with that standard of living, right? It stands to reason that their kids would too, and then they wouldn't know about Southside, right? So, okay, why then would Southside get pissed off for them being who they are when all, Northside has to do is look at Southside and realize that we don't know either. We don't know that there's more to achieve until we're shown. And, Northside doesn't know that there's not people who struggle. So because they live And their struggles, not our struggles. And we live in our struggles, not theirs, because they still have struggles too. We just don't want to see them because to us, their struggles aren't real. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, not to us, not to you and
Well,
I mean, to the South Side.
if we,
And I use that as the label because we are, South Side, and that's usually the lower class, in every single town, every single
um,
city.
what was it?
I don't believe in lower class, just so y'all know.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Hit it.
You were going to say I'm sexy, and you know it.
Well, I just think that all the time.
Okay, I can't eat any more of that right now. I'm not even kidding, that was enough.
Yeah, it's pretty rich, isn't it?
Okay, so here's the dealio. Sometimes we have shitty judgments about good people, and sometimes we have good judgments about shitty people.
Okay.
Right? Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah. It's not judging characters appropriately.
Right. Okay, so that's exactly what I need you to say. All right, so what makes us do that?
I don't know. There's sometimes maybe it's a cue, from the other person that makes them feel safe or dangerous.
Okay,
Maybe
so
they have a
it can be
tattoo
a
on their
trick.
face,
So
or
yeah.
maybe they have like the perfect haircut.
Speaking of, what is the perfect haircut for
I
you?
don't know. For me.
Yeah, for you.
I don't know. Honestly, it's different for everybody.
Say bald.
It depends on what you're shaped like, I guess. Um,
Did
I
you
guess
just
bald is
say
pretty good. I have like a very pointy head.
bullet
So
head? We used to call it bullet head. I think I have a peanut head. I do. I have a peanut head. So, but I don't really care because it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be bald, but I'm way too lazy to keep it shaved, and I have zero desire, so I'm gonna be that ugly bald. Yeah,
I don't
I'll
think
be Gallagher bald.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the look of you know having just the wraparound hair with the beard.
You are so full of
I'm,
shit. I love you though for
it
saying
sounds
that.
stupid, and but come
Oh,
on,
I'm so sorry.
it's
Okay,
you wear
look,
it a
I'm
certain way
queer,
and it
babe.
works.
Babe, I'm queer, and I'm telling you, as a queer man, if another dude approached me with that, I would shoot that shit down so fast, quick, fast, in a hurry. Now, that's my preference. It doesn't mean that those people are bad or wrong because there's no binary, right? It just means that is ineffective for where I want to go in my life. But it doesn't mean I couldn't love them. So I get that. So even though I'm bald,
I think that like a perfect hairdo, like my idea of that is pretty much
long,
enough
I know
hair
you just love
enough
long.
hair that I can do something with. Like put a barrette in my hair without it falling
A
out.
barrette.
Yeah, just a barrette, something simple.
Oh, Oliver. Oliver came to the table last night or the other night with a comb in his hair,
Yeah.
like a regular blue goody comb, and he had it stuck in his hair, side parted, just sitting there, just like super random, and it made me think. Oh yeah, I had a goody brush that was a wooden handle and it had like wire bristles with like little things on the ends, like little white things, and I had basically an afro, like a giant afro, and so the brush got locked up in my hair, and I was trying to play it off like it was just a thing. And so I'm sitting at the table with this damn goody brush hanging out my hair, and my dad's trying not to say anything. And I can tell you right now that I said something to Oliver, so I know that I would say some shit. Oh, wow. She makes really good pies. Oh, yeah. Okay. I hope other people are watching. I wish other people would comment. I do know that a lot of people are watching, just maybe not at this particular moment, but I know that they watch at some point, right? Because they talk to us about it.
Yeah. I think sometimes I've heard through you circular from a person from a person from a person from a person if they were watching the podcast.
Peoples of peoples of peoples
Yeah.
of peoples. It's interesting. I actually have been in the store before, and I would name the store, but I don't know. Anyway, so I was in the store and I heard people talking about about our show, and
Really?
yeah,
Just in passing?
and just well, I was like 3 aisles over, and I heard them talking about it. And at first, I wasn't sure that they were talking about it, but then I realized they were because then they were in line behind me at the checkout, and they said hi, and
What were they saying, like, about the show?
that they were listening to this what you just said, a person of a person of a person told them. And so this person told them about the podcast because they have a friend that's trans. And so I guess they found us through the trans hashtags or whatever.
Could very well have.
So I forget all the time, though, that we're trans and that sometimes we can talk about that. But I also have people that say they have no idea that I was trans. Like, I had someone argue with me at Ruler. So at Ruler that I was not trans. And it was.
I promise I am.
But yeah, it's like okay, you could. I don't care.
But if you don't want to believe it, that's okay.
Right, it's
I'll
like
take that too.
Right, it didn't really matter to me, but I was just astonished that they just wouldn't. They thought I had a fake ID and everything. Like it eluded them, but that's neither here nor there. Just making conversation at this point, Beth. Christ. So I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna actually tell you. Tomorrow's my day off. And I do want to take a little bit of time and be with the kids because that sucks and I miss them. But I need to do this and make it happen.
Well, if you're working, then I can go ahead and finish school. Tomorrow's that Sunday.
Well, that'll work too.
Provided that the other two students in the class actually did some work that I can respond to, because all I have to do is do a couple of peer responses, and I have one left to do, and I'm waiting for the other person in class, because there's only 3 of us now. There was 4, now there's only 3.
God.
And so yeah, kind of have to wait on people now.
Okay, so I have met someone who is interested in taking the business a little different direction, and we might start exploring that. And it feels like we were led to this point somehow, just the circumstances of kind of getting together.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that was. That
it's
encounter.
interesting. Yeah. But I'm getting. It's sort of like short timers, like how Alex, has short timers getting ready to move, and Carol has short timers, and it's like whenever you're nearing the end of the goal, and you just want to get there, and just be done.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling that way. It's like I'm
the
ready.
Last 2 steps.
Yeah, I'm ready to get the business moved out of here, and have it on its own, and get out of your hair, and get out of the house and be able to be more effective, streamlined.
If you moved the business out of the office, we'd have so much more room for activities.
Yeah,
in here.
this would just be my bedroom.
So much more room for
This
activities.
would be my bedroom. So, anyway, I'm wanting to be able to do that, so at least the chinchillas can spread out. And you know what?
So what's the idea, though?
There's no idea. I've got no idea yet. The idea is I met this person.
All right. Well, that's a good place to start.
Right? I met this person and we have a common goal. We just have to each figure out what part we play in this grand scheme. And it's not up to us, really. It's up to us to observe and report. We're not going to try to force it because that's not the way that things work.
Yeah.
We can't force.
However it,
Yeah, we were talking about that whole stupid time issue, right?
however it comes together.
And that's why you just have to relax and chill. And the moment you relax and chill and surrender that the problem is not really going to be solved by you, then it unfolds. And I just got to keep the faith. I mean, I'm sweating bullets. I got to be honest with you. I'm sweating bullets. But I know that I'm a good coach.
Yes.
And I know that all my clients are successful. And that is where the riches are for me. So as long as I can put that in the forefront of why I'm actually doing this and it's not for the money, then I'm good, right? It's only whenever you introduce like the Christmas list. For the love of God, why do they send a damn catalog in the mail? The toy catalog. Why is that a thing now? And why is everything for damn Christmas coming up already? I mean, for real.
Capitalism?
It's ridiculous. Like, I'm scared for the kids to watch TV. It's like, stop wanting. Just quit it. Y'all all got to get jobs. All you little jerks, get jobs. We have... How lucky are we that we have this team, right? Yeah. I have you bet to keep me afloat. And I'm very grateful to Joe, Mandy, and Beth. Yeah, I know. Why am I so high maintenance, right? I need a team just to wash my hats. That means
hats.
I haven't washed my hats. I need to wash them. See, do you hear how I'm saying it? Well, I said it right? Didn't I?
I believe so.
Yeah, wash, because I was practicing. Shit, did I just say it wrong?
Only as an example.
Yeah, only as an example. Look, I can't even wink right. Oh, that's a kind of funny story that I could tell about Q and Aunt Shani. So my sister Shannon called Aunt Shani by Q. One day Q did something he wasn't supposed to do, and Shannon smacked him on the head. Just a quick tap. Got his attention. Later, after he got over kind of the crazy part of how guilty she felt, because immediately when she did it, she got upset. And so he basically just looked at her and goes, Aunt Shani, you can't even spank right. Like, to indicate that she couldn't do anything right, because she can't even do that, too.
Oh.
And that kind of messed her up for a minute. Because about, about...
I'm burned by a 2-year-old.
Right, I mean, he
Like
wasn't
the core,
2.
too.
He was older than 2 because he was talking.
To the soul.
But yeah, and it was like, wow, that was a really vicious sting there. And but what would make you hold on to an idea of a child, like a belief like that? So you know how people say that children, from the mouths of babes, the truth and blah blah blah. So why would an adult carry a criticism from a kid? Why do you think?
Because children speak the truth.
So
They can't
just
help
like
it.
I said,
At
because
a certain age, of a certain young age, children will always speak the truth.
yeah, it doesn't matter what, you will have a big white butt. That's exactly what Quentin said. Mom, why is your butt so big and white? And just like that,
in his
too.
Texas accent.
Yes, big and white. And it was echoing in the freaking outdoor bathroom. I love that child. That's Miss Carol's. That's Aunt Shani's.
I hope you got a good laugh out of that.
Oh, it is what it is. My butt's still big and white.
Gosh.
But now it's hairy. TMI, right? All the time, I'm going to do it. I'm always going to talk about some stuff. I have felt judged recently this week. I usually don't. And so you know what that means if I have felt judged.
Then maybe you've judged.
I've judged. And so I am going to take some time this evening and reflect on my own choices. and what my own values have been lately. And I suspect that I'm tipping the ego pride scale right now. And I suspect that I'm tipping it because I'm taking on clients, more clients, and I'm shortening my meditation times, and I'm kind of cheating myself a little bit lately.
Yeah.
And cheating sleep, cheating
throwing your balance off.
Right. And so, I need to kind of regroup. So I'm going to evaluate a little bit tonight, and I know that I need to work tomorrow, but maybe if I can take it some time and think about what I need to streamline. Where do I need help? Not where does the business need help. But where do I need help? If I can think about where I personally need help, then I think I'll be okay, because those are the problems I'll solve first. So I'm no longer going to say, okay, yes, you do this for me and I'll hire someone to do that. I'm going to take a look and say, what can I do and what can someone help me with?
Yeah.
Trimming the fat. I'm going to trim the fat.
Trim the fat.
That's really what I mean, yeah. What is wrong? You're stripping? That's all it takes? All it takes is for me to plug in the heater? Are you kidding me? All these years. Okay, so that's something that you're not used to, though. You're not used to me having any place that's hot.
Yeah, usually it's like really cold.
So
it's like 20 degrees colder in this room than it is anywhere else in the house.
But here's the deal. In the winter or in the fall, I've talked about this before. I'll have a flare up, and my body will hurt. And it's approaching that time now, and so I get cold. Like, I get super cold to where it's painful. And I don't like to be super cold to where it's painful. So only in the winter do I want to be hot. I know that most people want to be warm, but I want to be hotter than I would be in the summer. Like, it's insane. In the summer, all I can think about is being in the AC, in the ice, the cold. I just want the cold.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But in the winter, I can't stand it. I can't stand the cold at all. But it is the only time I want to eat ice cream. I don't know why, but I only want to eat ice cream when it's cold outside.
I'm kind of, I have this weird sort of like, I can understand that. Because, like, I want to be cozy and warm, but at the same time, I also like to bundle up. So so I'm always walking around. I basically I'm wearing a blanket with this thing.
I know, right?
So I'm just bundled up everywhere I go. And so if the surrounding air is just a little bit chilly, then sometimes that I just bundle up, and that's what I want to do anyway.
I absolutely hate being hot. Like in the summer, I hate it, and I even hate it when I'm sleeping. So even though it's 30 degrees outside, I'm gonna have my door cracked whenever I go to sleep tonight. And it's just because I can't sleep if it's hot, because I'm bundled up, like you just said. Maybe that's just it. That's why in the winter I have to have the heat and stuff, because I don't want to wear clothes either.
Yeah.
I hate clothes, man. Okay, so I told this person that I met that my idea is, when Oliver leaves this house in 10 years, I am headed to a nudist colony. Or I will have my own commune where it's clothing optional. So do what you want, but that's where I'm going to be when Oliver turns 18. Mark it on your calendar.
I will.
You can put Brando goes commando.
Except in the wintertime.
Oh no. Wherever this commune is, it's going to be warm. I do not like the cold.
So, something tropical?
Maybe. Speaking of tropical, we've been watching Fantasy Island.
We have.
I like that show. I really do. I like all the stories. It's very Highway to Heaven-y. Like it feels like Highway to Heaven.
Yeah, there's like that sort
That
of
helping.
moral theme
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. But I like it overall. I'm like done talking now because I gotta be honest. I want to get baked, eat some ice cream, and then try to sleep. It sounds crappy, but I haven't slept like at all. I pretend like I sleep. I tell you sometimes that I sleep,
Yeah, I know you're lying.
but I have bad dreams sometimes.
I understand that. I
But
understand that.
but you know what? This is the crappy part. Is the life coach at this point right now has to coach himself. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm doing this week. So this weekend I'm evaluating and I'm going to get my ass back in gear because people need me. More people need me than what I was prepared for. So I need to gather my strength and streamline and evaluate and get myself together. Right?
That's right.
And wait for the other teammate to get here because that's one more wrangler. Now I just need my sister to get here and help y'all out. She'll wrangle the whole mess.
Yeah, she'll have some legal ends.
Yeah, she's scary. I love her. I'm missing her too. My Aunt Donna sent me a picture of, and I'm not going to name her because I haven't spoke with her, so I don't know if she would want to be claimed. But my Aunt Donna has another sister, and she sent me a picture of her with a picture of my mom next to her. And the comparison is crazy. You
It
saw
really
it.
was, yes. It's uncanny.
But what's strange is when I saw Donna, and she was very striking like mom, it lifted my stomach like whenever, it does a flip-flop on like an amusement park ride. That's how my stomach felt when I saw that. But this time, when I saw it, it just, like it sank. Like it didn't have that flip-flop feeling. It had that almost grim, and I don't even know this other sister. And
Kind of dark.
well, it wasn't that it was kind of dark. It was like when I looked at Donna, I was like, that could have been my mom had she forewent the kind of lifestyle that she led, right? The addictions and all that stuff. So if my mom had been healthier, she would have turned out more like Donna,
Most likely.
And yeah, because Donna doesn't,
Yeah,
do those sort of things.
That's something that
Donna's like the good
yeah.
twin.
If we've made that comparison, like if your mom had chosen to live a different kind of life,
Right, yeah, that's
then
what I
this is
mean.
how it could have been.
Right, yeah. So, if the other sister looks like my mom, I guess I surmise that she probably is living a similar type life. Right? And that's what I think feels disarming.
Yeah.
Because then whenever I see that, I realize that there's another one of my mom there. And I just felt that feeling again. It's like, ugh.
Touch with that bit of darkness that she had.
Yeah, it's like the Harry Potter scar. Oh, see, I just nerded out. Did you catch that, Mandy? I totally just nerded out. It's like it makes that part of my heart that my mom is still a piece of, it makes it ache whenever I see that.
She has an opinion of your head.
Shave it bald? No, Carol. I will not shave it bald. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Look up Gary Gygax.
No, don't. Somebody else can shave it, and y'all can't wax it, because that shit hurts. I'm no fool.
Who waxes their head?
People.
Do they really?
Yes, they really do.
Oh my god.
I bet Joe would. I miss Joe. You know what he does, though? He drives by in the morning, he blows his horn. And I'm sure the people like around us get pissed off, but I don't care. Because my buddy is telling me hello, goodbye, I'm here, I'm gone. All at the same time.
And then he's horny.
Yes, and then he's horny. And so whenever he does that, then I say, thanks for the blow. Or I'll say, the horn blows does the driver. Yeah. That's the kind of lame I am. But you know what? It's a pretty good laugh, Beth. And I have to remind myself sometimes to stop and appreciate it. Because if I don't, I'm going to lose it. Because that's what happens. If the universe has deemed me worthy of tomorrow, then I need to take advantage of the day, right? And take advantage of the people that are in it, because if I don't, I'll lose them as well. So I'm sorry if y'all are falling off my radar, because some of you are, because I'm busy at work. And it's got to be that way for a little bit, but it's just like I tell all my clients. Sometimes the scale tips, right? Sometimes you have to reprioritize every few months. You know, because anytime you're going through a transition period, regardless of what the transition is, there's a little bit of reorganizing going to happen.
Yeah.
And so that's just what it is. Reorganizing, restructuring, rethinking. Ugh, lots of re's.
You know, if you think about where you started when you started the coaching portion, and think of how many changes that you've made between here and there.
Oh, yeah. Like so many I
You know, and it
can't
never
even count.
stops. As long as your business is growing, your changes never
Yeah,
stop.
but you know what's funny is it also never changes because it's designed to be progressive. So if it isn't changing, then you suck as a life coach. So that would mean that you weren't progressive, you know.
Right.
And I'm all about moving forward. Just got to get my feet under me a little bit better. The season is hitting me really hard. And,
yeah, it's got surprise winter mornings and then
so
autumn afternoons.
cold. It is so freaking cold. I can't handle it. It's like, dang it. And but I'll get there, right? I'll get acclimated. I will get acclimated. I think, maybe. I love you.
I love you too.
And I guess we'll hang out for a little bit before I go to bed.
Yeah.
The chinchillas are up. I can hang out with them too. I need to clean out their cages, guys. Oh, more work.
I love you too, Carol.
Yeah. Love you, Carol. And hopefully Donna and Sarah and Pooja and maybe Jill and maybe Mandy and... Wow, I don't know. I can't think of who all, but better be Joe too. I want to go see him soon. Anywho's, okay guys, really appreciate y'all watching us live, and we'll be restructuring soon, so look forward to stuff to be more, I guess we're going to go back kind of to the YouTube format, but we'll still be doing live videos, but I think some of that stuff's going to change, and I don't know where it'll go, so we'll see. Alright guys, thank you everybody, have a good date night, right?
Right.
Alright. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.